Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NUUR Azreen binti Abdul Aziz. My matric number 049955. Forgery relates to falsifying or counterfeiting parts or whole of a document to make it appear genuine. A company or individual who commits such act would have committed an offense if the acts were done with the intention to injure or defraud another person or company. It is an offense which carries both criminal penalties and civil liabilities. Forgery and falsification of documents are one of the mechanisms to commit fraud. Fraudulent activities include theft, corruption, conspiracy, money laundering, and bribery. It is an act committed with an intention to deceive and dishonestly make a personal gain for oneself or causing a loss to another. Real estate and property is an valuable asset, and unfortunately it is often the subject of fraud and forgery. The people involved in real estate or property forgery can be shockingly clever and persistent, and they can spell major trouble for buyers. Forgery and fraud are hidden hazards that often remain undetected until after the closing despite even the most careful precautions, so it's crucial to invest in title insurance to protect your investment. For example, the effect of forging one's data on a contract will render them null and void because forgery involves an element of fraud. A talented fraudster could sell a home they never even owned, and the problem may not be detected until after the closing. When a situation like this arises, the rightful owner of the property can demand that the new owner vacate the premise immediately since it was not purchased or transferred legally. Since forging data on a contract of property document is an offense, it will lead authorities to take action and bring the case to the court.
Assalamualaikum. My name is SAHIRA. My matric number is 050476. Today I will explain about the elements of forgery. There are a few elements of forgery, which are: first, false making. The person must have taken paper and ink and create a false document from scratch. Forgery is limited to documents. Writing includes anything handwritten, typewritten, computer generate, print, or engraved. Second, material alteration. The person must have taken a genuine document and changed it in some significant way. It is intended to cover situations involving false signature or improperly fillings in blanks on a form. Next, the ability to defraud. The document or writing has to look genuine enough to qualify as having the apparent ability to fool most people. Other than that, legal efficiency. The document or writing has to have some legal significance, affecting another person's right to something. A writing of social significance cannot be the subject of forgery. Lastly, intent to defraud. The specific states of mind for forgery does not require intent to steal, only intent to fool people. The person must have intent that other people regard something false as genuine. A forgery is complete upon having created such a document with this requisite intent.
That's all from me. Thank you.
Scenario of real estate document forgery. The scenario of real estate document forgery can be seen in the case of cases referenced in the neighborhood, which is the fraudulent land of transaction in 2020. This was an appeal brought by pendaftar milik Negeri Selangor against the Development Berhad and others in Ireland related. This appeal, the landowner, which is the Development Berhad, was the plaintiff who sued again, amongst others, the appellant, who was the seventh defendant in the High Court matter. In the High Court, plaintiff claimed for damages on the grounds that he was the true and sole registered owner of the land and the change of name was fraudulently made. The plaintiff contended that the transfer of the land and the issuance of the computerized individual payment of the title IDT to the first and second defendants were null and void. As the result, the first and second defendants' title to the land was defeasible under Section 342 of the National Land Code NLC, and they were not bona fide purchases for valuable consideration and therefore could not be protected by the proviso to Section 3403 of the NLC. The plaintiff also averred that the 7th defendant was negligent and had breached its statutory duty. In a nutshell, the High Court judge concluded that the land registration to the 3rd defendant was null and void as there was evidence of forged documents and fraudulent means of transfer. This also means that the subsequent transfer of ownership to the 1st and 2nd defendants be set aside. The High Court judge also held that there was negligence and breach of statutory duty by the 7th defendant. However, despite that finding, there was no evidence that the plaintiff suffered any actual loss due to this fraudulent transaction. Hence, the High Court just dismissed the plaintiff's claims for damages. Dissatisfied with the decision of the High Court, the 7th defendant filed an appeal to the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal eventually dismissed the appeal and affirmed the decision of the High Court.
My name is SITI binti JAMALUDDIN 049891. I will explain type of document forgery. Form of forgery can be divided into two parts: material forgery and non-material forgery. Material forgery means change made by someone to a particular document that's so obvious and that change leave a clear mark and can be seen. Example of material forgery and apparent is imitate to some as handwriting or signature. These days, material forgery can be seen in several forms. For example, forgery by amending and forgery by removing or adding information. Forgery by amending can be done directly and indirectly. A direct amendment made by the way imitates handwriting or replacing signature and others, whereas indirect amendment is by replacing handwriting or signature from the original document to a fake document. This type of forgery actually quite similar with direct forgery, but a little bit different in terms of its methods. This form of forgery will use an intermediary in transferring information, especially for those that cannot directly be transferred. Direct forgery can happen by removing or adding information. Adding information can be made by adding words, phrase, number, signature, or removing a particular information and replace it with other information in document. For example, a man's conviction for forgery in filling a forged document of buyers. Then he changed the document wording, forged the signature and changed the date to make sure the sale goes smooth, whereby the forger, after carefully practice and replicates the signature. Whereas non-material forgery happen by changing the title of original meaning of particular document. Non-material forgery will not affect the visible form of the document unless if it is viewed carefully. This type of forgery usually happens in two forms: changing the ability or responsibility of someone and write a false statement. For example, real estate agent is selling a property that has a major defect such as damage to the foundation. The owner may have told the agent that nothing is wrong with the house and not write it in the document to get more profit.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti MAYUNI binti MOHAMAD FAUDZI 050832.
Forgery is closely related to fraud as it is classified as a type of fraud under Section 17 of the Contract Act 1950. Document forgery or document fraud under Section 17D of the Act provides that fraud includes any other act to deceive the other party into entering into an agreement. It is also a criminal offence where Section 463 of the Penal Codes provides that
Whoever makes any false document or part of a document with intent to cause damage or injury to the public or to any person, or to support any claim or title, or to cause any person to part with property or to enter into any express or implied contract, or with intent to commit fraud or that fraud may be committed, commits forgery.
Law of Malaysia Act 574 Penal Code Section 464. By making a false document, a person is said to make a false document who dishonestly or fraudulently makes signs, seals or execute a document or parts of a document, or makes any mark denoting the execution of a document with the intention of causing it to be believed that such document or part of document was made, signed, sealed or executed by or by the authority of a person by whom or by whose authority he knows that it was not made, signed, sealed or executed, or at a time at which he knows that it was not made, signed, sealed or executed. Moreover, who without lawful authority dishonestly or fraudulently by cancellation or otherwise alters a document in any material part thereof after it has been made or executed either by himself or by any other person, whether such person be living or dead at the time of such alteration.
My name is NABILAH binti RAZALI, 050507. The first step to prevent document forgery is using microscopic scanners or texture and data inconsistency analysis will help in identifying forged documents and stolen documents. Secondly, use advanced visual authentication techniques to scan specific security features, stamps, watermarks, will help in identifying counterfeit documents, compromised or sample documents, and camouflage documents. The first types of visual authentication is counterfeiting original identity, while modified documents are false original, illegitimate documents may be false creations. Counterfeiting identity is one of the most common document frauds. In this, the fraudsters use a template of the original document and fill the details as they need, making the final document visible almost original. Then, compromise or sample documents misuse. These are lots of government-issued identities and other legal documents. They are available as samples in public spaces like the internet and presentations. The fraudsters steal these documents and insert specific information to make them look like the original. Lastly, the camouflage documents or fantasy documents. The fraudsters use just keywords which are very close to the original to take false issuing authorities in their document. It is very easy to slip these obvious fake entries. Using advanced visual document authentication techniques and comparing with an authorized list of countries, states and issuing authorities will help in identifying this forgery. The last step to prevent document forgery is using live identity verification techniques like selfie photo or live video check will help in preventing forgery committed using fraudulently obtained documents and imposter documents. Firstly, the fraudulently obtained document, which is a tricky category of fraud in which the fraudsters use somebody else's stolen photo and use it in their original document. Lastly, the imposter document. This is to make the document holder get into a live video chat and let the document collector take a photo of the application and verify against the image of the application form.